Guys, you have to understand that life is actually about power. And so the less power you have, the more pride you'll take in being powerless. Because to confront the fact you're so fucking powerless is really just a disappointment for your existence. Your existence is the disappointment. And so what I want you guys to understand is that you need to orient your existence around power accumulating instead of being a powerless bitch who escapes through substances, escapes through conformity, and remains this mediocre joke bitch of what the fuck to never be. And so most of you guys are okay with being powerless. And so here we are watching the mirror of what the fuck not to be. Because when you get to certain levels of development, you'll begin to see the world as a reflection of you instead of something you can't control. And so when you begin to see the world as a reflection of you, you can look outside of you and realize that, hey, if I am the better person, well, I'll have the better life. You'll look in the mirror, you'll say, okay, if I'm the best version of me, well, I'm going to have the best life as well. And so most of you guys are extrinsically oriented. You do not see the internal qualities of which you possess. And so when you are lazy, when you are apathetic, when you are a low-level, decrepit bitch, well, you have to understand that these are low-quality traits you have as the individual, and they protrude out and diverge from your mind into the universe, contaminating your one existence with mediocrity. And so when you ask me, why do we have to conquer the vices? Why do we have to be so disciplined? Why do we never miss the 3 a.m. wake up? Why do we never miss the everyday workout? Why do we have to read every day? Why do we have to stick to the habits? Why are these non-negotiable? Why do I always have to do this? Why do I always have to do that? Why do I have to consistently persist even when I don't feel like it? Why do I have to conquer resistance and actually overcome what the fuck I don't like about myself? Why do I actually have to confront the mistakes in myself instead of hiding behind a mask? Why do I have to actually reinforce my authentic self and maybe not force a smile when everyone around you is pressurizing you to play along with the fucking falsehood they exist in? Well, the reason why is because you are demonstrating power in your existence. When you say, fuck your will, my will is domineering, I have the dominating will, I dominate, well, this is where you actually begin to grow in a power level. And so power is to influence. And so if you can't even influence your own behavior, what the fuck can you even do? You can't even control your own fucking mind. What the fuck can this primate ass bitch do? Guys, you have to earn your title as a human. And so you earn humanity by being powerful. Because humans are powerful, and chimpanzees, or whatever the fuck that Neanderthal bitch is, that shit is not powerful. When you are a dog and every substance you have, every addiction, every vice you have is the bone, you're not a fucking human, bro. You're a creature in a fucking vessel. You're a creature in a temporal, corporeal vessel. And you are going to be a creature unless you can actually detangle and unfold the incorporeal version aspects of yourself, aka the invisible. Most of you guys pretend like the invisible doesn't exist, but you exist in a state of invisible rules. And so you guys are the most hypocritical falsehood pieces of shit ever. You're gonna wear a fucking psychological mask. You're gonna hide behind that shit, and you're gonna pretend like, you know, the things beyond what is seen. So you're gonna pretend like things beyond the vision of the human eye, you know, you're gonna pretend it's not there, but in all fucking reality, you exist in a state of invisible rules. And so when we break these invisible rules, we're the crazy one, but in all factuality, we're mocking you from outside of the invisible prison. As you look out the window, as you shackle yourself to the bar, as we laugh at you looking through the window and mocking your existence because you were too much of a pussy to say, fuck, I'm gonna break out too. You know what, maybe I'm not gonna force this smile today, maybe I'm gonna be who I want to be. And you'll realize the moment you become who you actually want to be, the collective, aka the people outside of you, will begin to go against you. It's a natural polarizing state to be in. It's because the people around you want you to conform and be controlled by them. If you don't smile at this joke, well, there's something wrong with you. You're weird. There's a level of propensity. You're too intense. We don't want to be around you. Oh, fuck, this guy's talking about being sober, being fit, working out every day. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I want to jerk off the porn. I want to hit the vape. As a matter of fact, I don't actually give a fuck about my life. I'm really just here to be comfortable and to waste it. And so, guys, you have to understand that we're not going to sit here and try to force change. We're just simply looking for people who want to align with a higher cause, to live for something beyond themselves, because most of you guys are living for something as small as yourself, and it goes to show, and the results speak for itself. You guys have never created success. You guys only fed other people's success. And so now you have to exist in that state of knowing that you never actually stepped out and created and took action and said, you know what, fuck. You know, I'm gonna be this primordial fucking savage. I'm gonna be this brute savage. Every fucking day I'm gonna put in the most. I don't give a fuck if I get paid or not, but I'm gonna do it. And then you'll realize that when you actually love the thing you do, that's when abundance starts to flow. You see, most of you guys are so attached to money. You began chasing money since the beginning of your adulthood. You've done nothing but chase money, but you're stupid because the best version of you has the highest source of income. And so most of you guys aren't the source of your own income. And so now you're even more powerless and you're a slave to things outside of you. And so the best thing to get through your fucking mind is to conquer yourself, to not be shackled to all these fucking vices, to not be considered a fucking dog in the presence of an actual fucking human every time you chase your fucking your bone, aka your fucking vices. I mean, you guys are fucking dogs on leashes, and you guys are fucking chasing your bone, you're chasing your vices, and you sit here as the most entitled piece of shit, like you don't watch porn every fucking day, like you've never created success. You haven't done anything with your life. You've gone through time stagnating, feeding other people's success. You guys have went the route that is the Matrix route. You guys never built anything of yourself. You're not even self-made. You're not even the source of your own income. If you got fired, you would be homeless. And so you have to really understand and comprehend the gravity and the weight of what's being put down. Because you can be replaced by AI, you fucking idiots. And so what I'm trying to tell you is you don't actually understand the velocity and the weight of something until it fucking hits you. That means that when you test a gorilla, right? So let's say you're a fucking, there's a gorilla and you see it's big, but you will never understand the gravity and the weight of that gorilla's fist until it fucking breaks your jaw. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that you're never going to understand the weight of what the fuck I'm saying until it hits you, unless you could actually be intelligent enough to simply resonate with what the fuck I'm saying and actually comprehend what the fuck I'm saying and begin applying it to your life. Because most of you guys believe that you're indispensable, but you're really a dispensary piece of shit. And what does that mean? It simply means that you are not, you can be replaced, and that's a problem. And if you don't see that as a problem, that's your problem. And so you have to become that motherfucker who's irreplaceable. You can't dispose me because I am the source. And how do you do that? This doesn't mean be a fucking idiot and go ballistic and destroy your life. It simply means if you're not building something outside of your fucking matrix existence, well, you're fucked, dude. If you're not going to build anything outside of the matrix, you're going to fucking die a slave. And so it's deeper than financial. You have to understand that richness begins internally. And slavery, even though you're a slave outside of you, slavery begins inside of you as well. And so if you can't conquer vices, how the fuck are you going to conquer life? And so what we do is we master ourselves, we become that irreplaceable motherfucker, and then we apply that shit to life. And then we begin building our lives in the image of the version of us that is so fucking disciplined. He wakes up every day at 3 a.m. He never misses a fucking workout. He counts his macro perfectly every fucking time. He never missed a page in the fucking book. This guy reflects on himself in a notebook. Then we have this fucking brute savage who's picking up a fucking notebook reflecting on his behavior. You have to become that motherfucker. I mean, you guys don't have that shit in you. You either have that shit or you don't have that shit. You're the type of motherfucker to walk down on somebody and take their fucking life, but instead of doing that, you channel that same energy into success and power. Or you're that motherfucker who's gonna take it up the fucking ass from life every fucking day, get fucked out of life, and feed someone else's success. I mean, guys, you guys live in falsehood. You guys live in fake smile island. You guys live in rainbow and Hootaloo island. I'm just gonna drop you the fucking brute reality of humanity and earth. You guys are not living in earth. You are living in some false matrix, some fucking bullshit ass shit. And until reality fucking hits you, you're never gonna be that motherfucker. And so you guys never had the sauce. None of you guys ever had the sauce be spilt all over you. None of you guys ever had that motherfucker tell you that shit and tell you what to do after it. And so I'm just that motherfucker who's going to tell you how it is. And I don't give a fuck what you think, because every day I woke up and I validated myself. And so I don't need your fucking validation, because I validate myself, motherfucker. And so I want you guys to feel my energy, and I want the people who feel the same type of way. You know, I'm not going to be a slave to this person's narrative. I'm not going to sit here and put up with this motherfucker who thinks he's superior to me just because his job's a little bit, because he has a higher a fucking caliber or whatever the fuck in the job. Like, you guys know how this shit goes. These motherfuckers will use anything against you to feel superior, and I'm just tired of this shit. And so I'm not going to sit here and feel inferior to some motherfucker who's equal. Matter of fact, I'm going to be superior to you through the way I conduct myself. Because I know we're all equal, and I know we're all humanity, and we're all one. But if you're going to sit here and think you're better than me, well, motherfucker, I'm going to outwork you on every level of life, and I'm going to make you look like shit 10, 12 years ahead. Because you have to understand that time is the investment. And so you're investing time into your life. And so if you're not investing time into your life, you're fucked. And so most of you guys invest time into other people's success. Most of you guys invest time into escapism and hanging with fake ass friends. I mean, invest your time into yourself, into your personal development, and watch who the fuck you become in 10 to 20 years. See, most of you motherfuckers, you of course be present, but you motherfuckers, you don't have any vision for yourself. So align with someone who has some fucking vision, because you have to understand that time on earth matters. And so literally matters, like the materialization of thought into crystalline crystallization, actual material matter, to actually matter. From nothing to something, to matter, materialization, matter. And so I want you to actually matter by becoming that motherfucker and taking the step now and compounding yourself 20 to 30 years ahead. See, most of you guys are like, what? 10 to 30 years? Time is going to pass you by anyways. It's been passed you by. And so I'd rather be that motherfucker who allowed time to make me ascend instead of descend. What did I say? Last video I said, horns of a demon of force and angelic wings for ascension. And if that shit's going to hit you in your fucking soul, if it doesn't, you're fucked. We're not here to save you. We're here to make you hear the message, and maybe something in your soul sparks. If not, be burnt alive by the black flame, bitch. Peace!